Dude, I hate this borrowed power BS. 2-in-1 with the war supply crate. So I need to do this assault 4 more times. And then there's one more quest. Why is defeating 20 creatures a thing? Trading post thing, I guess. Seems so arbitrary. Almost done with the third one here. And then maybe we'll get to PvP. This one. Kill the elite. Okay, that's 3. I think this is the next one. This quest seems really poorly designed. I'm almost 50% done and I still don't understand the exact objective or how this works. It's got something to do with collecting these though. Okay, finally.
All paths are possible. The Sunwell must be protected.
Collect it from a dungeon or a delve boss. Contender's strongbox or Sporefall raid. Can you get it from like a world boss? I feel like the easiest way to get this is just like a level 1 delve. Right? Are you serious? Bro, what just happened? Good game, Blizzard. Did I get it? Yeah, we got it. Alright, we're all caught up. Combine the ace through the 8 of void to complete the set? For what? What does it even do? Okay. Can you put these on the auction house? You can. Okay. Wait, I need a Eyes of the Eagle for my crit ring. And I need to enchant these boots. What's it called? Forest Rider's Hunt. And my cloak and my helmet. Even though I want to replace this cloak. Oh, it's you can't enchant cloaks? Damn. I'm old. Need to grind points. All right. I think I need one more. Thing about my gear. I don't know. Maybe I'll solve that puzzle later. I'm like 0.5% there. All right, I'm gonna go AFK. Yeah, either this shuffle is gonna go through or it's gonna drop. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass on the next one. If it pops while I'm gone. Alright, we're back. Does anyone still play this game or what? found a rogue. Dude, I was watching Savix react to Project Ascension, Conquest of Azeroth. And it makes sense why the game is so dead, man. I think everyone's just playing that instead. Like, especially with the ladder being so inflated, I think people just want to get their GLAD and then dip out. Alright, we got no setup. Maybe we can do something with the CS here. Into a full sheep. We get trinkets, this is a reset angle. Gouge, I'm trying to sheep off. I'm getting this sheep. My rogue doesn't die. He breaks my volley. He said, let's get one more. Damn. Maybe he only wants to queue one more. I wonder what the PvP is like on Ascension. Is it just world PvP? Is there any arena? Like, Project Ascension looks so cool. I feel like I could convince someone like my brother to play, someone who hasn't played WoW in like years. This guy's only 1300 in shuffle. He also has some PvP gear that's only 285. Sap him first or just open DPS? Sap heal, then open DPS. So he's clearly new if he doesn't know how to set up his stuff right. Are we gonna double PS in the opener? Let's see if he sees it. He saps and opens. Maybe we can make this work. Increase trinkets. IBF in the opener. He blinds. Way too early. CS. Can do a go with this. He actually stun, he trinkets. It's another reset here. He might just fucking die in the opener. He fucked up DRs. I mean, maybe we can make this work, bro. We're dead. We're just so dead. Oh my god. I think you need to play with a healer, bro. Sorry, GG's. That is crazy. I feel like no one's online.
Hypothetically speaking, if I play this, how fast do I get banned?
Ready to begin. Welcome to Conquest of Azeroth.
Like, just watch this.
In Conquest of Azeroth, you'll play as 21 completely new classes forged from the lore and stories of Azeroth, set in a nostalgic world enriched with hundreds of new quests, locations, dungeons, creatures to fight, and items to claim. Face enhanced dungeon and raid mechanics, hardcore trials, new battleground and arena maps, and so much more. All
Whoa, this is an
trials
arena
to
map?
claim. New battleground and arena maps.
Dude, this arena looks sick. This is awesome. Unless this is out of bounds, this ramp here, I want it to be inbound. Because just 4 pillars, that's kind of lame. It looks amazing, but I think it would be so dynamic and cool if there were 4 pillars and these ramps included with the bookshelf pillars. I don't know.
Maps, and so much more. All with brand new classes. From the Wardens, Mountain Kings, and Witch Doctors of Warcraft 3, to the Rune Masters of Warcraft novels, and even the Rangers and Barbarians of the Warcraft tabletop RPG. On Conquest of Azeroth, you'll harness powers that have always lurked in Azeroth's background, and now, that power is in your hands. These aren't just reskinned classic classes. Each and every class is hand-designed with custom spells, talents, specializations, icons, sound effects, visuals, and power to breathe new life into Azeroth and let you explore it in all new ways. The Necromancer is a dark spellcaster, able to summon and command hordes of undead minions and command multiple pets at once. Necromancers can specialize in death, animation, or rhyme. The Guardian is a stalwart soldier, defending his allies and inspiring all who stand before him. Guardians can specialize as a gladiator, in inspiration, or as a vanguard. The Rune Master is an arcanist of ancient secrets, carving runes into their weapons to unleash powerful elemental magic. Rune Masters can specialize as a rift blade, hieroglyphic or an engravement. The Reaper is a merciless soul collector, lurking in the darkness to rip life from the living. Reapers can specialize in harvest, souls, or domination. The Starcaller is a Knight of Elune, channeling the moon's magic into their arrows and glaive. Starcallers can specialize as a moon priest, a sentinel, a warden, or a moon guard. The Blood Mage is a sanguine spellcaster that uses their own health to cast sickening spells. Blood Mages can specialize in flesh weaving, sanguine, as an accursed, or as an eternal. The Ranger is an elusive outlaw, using bow, blade, and specialty arrows to hunt down their targets. Rangers can specialize in archery.
When did this come out? 2 weeks ago.
As a brigand, or as a far strider. The Knight of Zoroth is a juggernaut of wrathful flame, searing foes with hellfire and carving the flesh from their
This
bones.
looks so cool.
Knights of Zoroth can specialize in war.
I would 1000% be a Hellfire Knight of Zoroth. Beckon forth Hellfire from the distant world of Zoroth to incinerate enemies with powerful burst attacks as an effective melee fire hybrid. Like, that's fucking awesome. And look, he's got Warlock cloth pieces and plate armor.
Hellfire or defiance.
But it's like, dude,
The Sun Cleric is a
a Knight of
paladin
Zoroth
of
is clearly, oh fuck, it's clearly,
or phoenix feathers to reality or anther. The defending list special
It's clearly a
as a
plate
flame,
where-
searing foes
you
with
know what I'm saying? A plate.
hellfire and carving the flesh from their
And
bones.
yet,
Knights of Zoroth can specialize in war, hellfire.
these are cloth pieces. Like, but the cloth pieces look like heavy armor. I don't know, dude. Blizzard just lost the plot so hard.
Or defiance. The Sun Cleric is a paladin of the blazing sun, smiting foes with righteous fire. Sun Clerics can specialize in piety, as a Valkyrie, in blessings, or as a seraphim.
Dude, this is so cool.
The Cultist is a deranged fanatic, swearing loyalty to one of the old gods to inherit their abyssal power. Cultists can specialize as a heretic, in corruption, as a godblade, or as a dreadnought. The Tinker is a master inventor, building turrets and mechs and using their genius for explosive power. Tinkers can specialize in mechanics, as an inventor, or in demolition. The Stormbringer is a thunderous lightning wizard, moving swiftly across Azeroth and ending foes in a flash. Stormbringers can specialize in wind, maelstrom, or lightning. The Templar is a holy crusader, specializing in martial fighting and a variety of weapons infused with the light. Templars can specialize as an oathkeeper, a zealot, or a crusader. The Witch Doctor is a master of voodoo, brewing potions, hexing foes, and dropping powerful wards. Witch Doctors can specialize in voodoo,
Like,
brewing,
why isn't
or
retail
shadow
taking
hunting.
this direction when you
The
have
Barbarian
classic
is a
WoW?
raging berserker, cleaving through
maintain
foes
that
with speed and raw fury.
Original
Barbarians
class
can
fantasy
specialize in
original classes,
headhunting,
like, why don't they just
brutality,
spread out
or
more?
ancestry. The Pyromancer wields the
Here we
flames
go.
of the Fire Lord, using blazing
Yes.
magic to harm or phoenix feathers to heal. Pyromancers can specialize in
Oh,
flame
flame
weaving,
healing spec,
incineration,
dude.
or as a
Oh,
draconic.
dude, wait.
Specialize in
Look at
flame weaving,
this card.
incineration.
Dude, that's me right there, bro. Holy fuck, dude. Like, if this was in the game, bro. Oh my god. It just looks like a fire mage, though. Like where's the line that they draw between this and fire mage?
Or as a draconic.
This is pretty. See, but they're using the other evoker dragon model. Look at the body and the face. It's not just the skinny one, man.
The Chronomancer wields the magic of the
Man.
bronze and infinite dragonflight, controlling time, stopping the clock, and manipulating foes. Chronomancers can specialize in time, as an infinite, or as an artificer. The Venomancer is a disciple of the skittering queen Shadra, a druid able to shapeshift into
Whoa.
poisonous insects. Venomancers can specialize in fortitude, stalking, rot weaving, or as a vizier.
Dude, they're like
The Fellsworn
they're like insect druids, bro.
surges with the power of the Legion,
That's
becoming either an agile hunter or a corrupted spellcaster. Fellsworn can specialize as an infernal, a slayer, or a tyrant. The Witch Hunter is a cunning mercenary that stalks the cold night and slays the evil that
Van
haunts
Helsing.
Azeroth. Witch Hunters can specialize as a bolt slinger, inquisitor, black knight, or in darkness.
Ew.
Finally, the Primalist is a speaker of the earth, a friend to totemic animals, and a master of rock and stone. Primalists can specialize in geomancy, as a grove keeper, wild walker, or as a mountain king. On Conquest of Azeroth, you'll feel like your class right from the very beginning. Summon a risen skeleton to slay your first direbat as a necromancer, or build your first sentry turret and drop an explosive landmine as a tinker.
I love that they
As you
actually
level
put
up,
Tinker in.
you'll unlock even more all-new spells and abilities. Seek out your class trainers to get a sneak peek at the power you'll eventually possess. Once you reach level 10, you'll unlock your class's specializations, letting you customize even further. Conquest of Azeroth features a modernized talent
So
system.
wait,
You'll have a single
what the Or no, he went over all
class
the
tree
specs.
that's
He
the
went over all the
same
specs.
across
Never
all
mind.
specs,
I thought there were specs
and
within the
a
specs.
unique specialization tree that you can customize to stand out from other members of your class. All classes have at least 3 distinct specs, and some classes even have a 4th spec to unlock additional roles like tanking or healing. The result is a whopping 70 specializations,
Oh
where
my
even in
God,
something
dude.
like a massive 40-man raid, you will stand apart as unique and distinct even among other members of your class.
Important.
And that's just the beginning. There's more than new classes, spells, and specs. Conquest of Azeroth introduces a new role that's never existed before, the support role.
What?
This new role specializes in empowering your group so that the whole team is more effective. Whether you're rallying your allies with inspiring buffs, mitigating damage, or snaring and manipulating enemies, the support role focuses on making your party more effective, dealing damage to enemies while buffing and supporting allies. Choose your new class
what
and
Og
explore
Volker was meant to
hundreds
be.
of brand new customization options, like new
Wait, was
hair
that a
colors,
leopard skin on the gnome?
buffing and supporting allies. Choose your new class and explore hundreds
Am I
of
tweaking?
brand new customization options, like new hair colors, skin tones, markings, and even racial variants to fully embody your new identity. Then, enter an Azeroth enriched with new content you've never seen before on any of Ascension's other realms. All of it continues to come together in a free-to-play journey of endless possibilities that will continue to grow and evolve over time. Now is your chance to step into Azeroth and challenge it as your brand new class. Ascension's Azeroth is a vast, expansive world that preserves the original feel of Warcraft while finding ways to expand it and make it better than ever. From the moment you step into the world on your new class, you'll
Whoa.
discover new locations and points of interest. Explore expanded towns and cities complete with new citizens, vendors, and quests, and challenge an epic RPG creature overhaul that draws out the unique strengths and weaknesses of each of the 21 new classes, creating opportunities to change up your strategy to take enemies down. If you can, immersive item drops are yours to claim. All creatures in Azeroth now have a chance to actually drop the items they're wearing, meaning you can hunt foes that drop the gear your class uniquely needs. And as you venture to new locations and take down empowered foes, you'll discover powerful hidden loot waiting for you to claim. You'll feel Azeroth's expanded world from the moment you start your adventure. Spring through the forests of Elwyn as a ranger, using your bushcraft skills to stitch up maps, campsites, and even gliders to help you explore new locations. Or descend into the forgotten vault of the Inquisition as a witch hunter, laying waste to evil with Dark Slayer bolts and regenerating with potent tonics. Ravage the Kane family estate as a reaper, cleaving through corpses and harvesting souls before slipping back into the shadows. Every starting zone has new places to explore, from the towering cliffs overlooking Red Cloud Mesa to the overgrown thickets of Shadowglen. You'll even encounter new mini-bosses, challenging your new class right from the beginning. As you learn your class's strengths and weaknesses and set out from the starting zones, you'll encounter a whole world of new locations waiting for you to explore. Ride into overhauled towns like Goldshire, Sentinel Hill, and Redridge, complete with all new quest lines that add to Warcraft's iconic lore. Rush to the top of an abandoned tower in Westfall to discover a secret Defias smuggling operation, or roll up the slopes of Stone Talon to explore the new Highwind Hold. Azeroth is filled with brand new outposts, towers, caverns, ruins, and campsites to explore. But be wary as you adventure through the world. Azeroth and its creatures are more dynamic and more dangerous than ever before. The RPG creature overhaul is the foundation that makes picking one of the 21 new classes meaningful. A massive upgrade that completely redesigns all of Azeroth's creatures from the ground up with fitting stats like additional armor, attack power, dodge, armor pen, unique spell resistances and vulnerabilities, and so much more. These stats are based on what the creature looks like. Creatures wearing plate armor with big two-handed swords now actually have higher armor, deal more damage, attack slower with their two-handed weapon, and have increased stats like strength, attack power, and parry. Whereas a more lightly armored bandit will have less armor and deal less damage with their dagger, but have bonus agility, a higher chance to hit and critically strike, and a faster attack speed that disrupts your spellcasts.
Dude.
The class you choose determines your baseline strengths and weaknesses when fighting these dynamic RPG creatures. Your specialization defines your role and helps you shape your unique strengths further. As you level, you'll make choices in both your class tree and your specialization tree to decide where you'll uniquely shine. Finally, the abilities you choose to use in the moment help you deal with the unique situation in front of you.
He transformed into
All
a dragon
of it
for
comes
Dragon's
together in a
Breath, bro.
dynamic environment with immense depth, where different creatures challenge different classes in different ways, and the class you play and how you choose to build it matters. To start, class differences like being ranged versus melee, lightly armored versus heavily armored, and physical damage versus magic damage are obvious. A witch hunter thrives at range, while a Templar cleaves through foes up close. A Fellsworn dodges and avoids damage, while a Guardian tanks and blocks it. Yet even among similar classes, what you choose to play has different strengths in different situations. For example, heavyweight classes like the Cultist and Sun Cleric both share the advantage of plate armor and shields to shrug off and even block physical attacks, making them strong against fast-attacking foes like beasts and
Into a
bandits.
shop?
But cultists can unleash bursts of shadow spells to deal extra damage to holy-based enemies, whereas the Sun Cleric's holy and fire spells help them shine against shadow and frost-based foes.
Yes.
Then, specializations let you choose both your role and where to expand your strengths. Maybe you'll trade defense for offense and specialize as a Valkyrie, trading your shield for a second sword and investing deeper in your holy and fire damage to deal even more damage to shadow casters or frost-based foes. Or you might instead become a Seraphim, speccing even further into your shield with abilities like Righteous Slam and Seraphic Bulwark to become even better at tanking zombies and other undead. Where you choose to spend your talents creates even more depth and customization. As a Seraphim, Will you dish back out the damage you deal by picking talents like Sunflare Aegis and Shining Shield, increasing your DPS against groups of foes? Or will you choose block and heal talents like
Aegis
Blessed
or Aegis,
Bulwark
that's
and
right.
Wings of Courage to increase your survivability? Both have distinct advantages, and both have enemies and situations where they'll outshine everyone else. Decide through your talent choices where your strengths will be. Even the abilities you choose to use in the moment provide depth and dimension to how you overcome challenges. As a brutality barbarian, you'll cleave through low armored
This
foes
just
with
looks
ease.
so much more
But against a
engaging
stronger,
than the
more
leveling we
heavily
have.
armored opponent, you might choose to switch to ranged axes and spears to kite them from a distance, bleeding them dry as you stay out of harm's way.
Is the
As a
FOV
ranger,
different? Am
you
I
might
thinking-
generally use your swift quiver to increase your attack speed and quickly take down enemies. But while hunting moss flayers, you might switch to searing quiver to ignite your arrows and exploit their weakness to fire. You can even make decisions on the fly to increase your effectiveness. Swap to poison quiver to get through an enemy's heavy armor, then back to swift quiver to hasten your shots, interrupting a foe's spellcasting and quickly finishing off low armored targets.
Well, and look, the quiver art
Everything,
it's like
the
glowing
class you
with the
play,
poison.
the spec you choose, your talent choices inside your class and spec trees, and the spells you decide to cast in any given moment informs how you challenge the world, what creatures you have an advantage against, and where you'll need to make smarter choices. All of it comes together in a dynamic, exciting world that changes on every encounter and every pull.
Wow.
As you pit your choices against Azeroth's expanded RPG creatures, you'll find that they drop more than just treasure. On Conquest of Azeroth, enemies have a chance to drop the actual items they're wearing when slain. Immersive gear drops allow you to hunt creatures wearing the gear you want, and on Conquest of Azeroth, that takes on a whole new level of meaning. Imagine taking down the trolls of Stranglethorn Vale as a witch doctor to find immersive gear with the stats you need, or cleaving through Venture Co. goblins to find engineering equipment that suits your tinker. Azeroth is filled with the lore and power that COA's classes are based on. Slay cultists, Scarlet Templars, Pyromancers, and more to find gear suited to your new class. You can even hunt for the items that suit your specific class and spec. As a glyphic rune master, you might strike down casters specifically wielding staves to get spell haste. But as an engravement rune master, you might instead cut down casters that you can see are wielding swords and daggers to get those essential weapons with spell power. Every creature in Azeroth has a chance to
Dude, the game
drop the
capture's
gear
so
they're
good on
wearing
this.
when slain. You'll find base stats like strength, agility, or intellect, and also stats that previously weren't available at lower levels, like armor penetration, dodge, parry, block chance, spell pen, haste, and
And
expertise.
you can tell this was made by
Immersive
fans
item drops
of
add
WoW.
over
like the way that the
9,000
guy
items
is
to
talking,
vanilla.
the way that
So
the script
slaughter
is
your
written
foes to
is
unlock
like
new
talking
ways
about
to gear
all
up.
the things that are just
But creatures
missing
aren't the
from the
only
game.
place that you'll be finding
He's talking like
incredible
he's selling
new
drugs.
items.
like, and you know what else? It also has like
As you
dude,
adventure through Azeroth on your new COA class, navigating the world's dangers in the ways unique to you, you might stumble on world-forged items. Treasure scattered across Azeroth that makes sure that
Dude.
wherever you choose to explore is a chance to find something incredible and unique. From shimmering trinkets to forgotten
And I love the mix of the new assets in the old world, like to make them stand out.
potions, helmets, necklaces, rings, and even weapons. World-forged items are clickable objects in the open world that everyone can seek out and loot.
Dude, so it's like Skyrim, where like if you see the item on the ground, you can go and get it. Like the loot in the game, like, cause that's a huge complaint that I have from people that I show World of Warcraft in the past. Is they're like, oh, like what do you mean I can't loot this thing on the ground? I'm like, it's not clickable. And he's like, why not? Like in other games, you can just see it and then you grab it, and it's like
These items have
even
exciting,
just to have a little bit of
unique
that in
effects
this
on them.
game.
And on Conquest of Azeroth, they help you realize your new class. Imagine finding a ring on your Harvest Reaper that fears enemies when they strike you, forcing them to run in a panic as they bleed out from your dark-rend sight, or finding an amulet on your Rotweaver that seeps sinister petrification magic into your spells, turning creatures to stone as they wither from your wilt and decay. You might discover a blazing ring or a pair of burning boots that wreath your health.
Shiloh. It's crazy I found Jamili's. What are you talking about, dog? In the Goldshire Inn the other day? In Goldshire Inn VR chat?
Fire Knight of Zoroth in even more flames.
Are you trying to queue, bro?
Using Shadow Flame Heart to increase their damage and chase foes down to their doom. World-forged items add a completely...
It's Abyss Trinket. I can. Bro. I mean, that would be sick. I'll be up in 1 sec. All right, bet. Dude, I'm just watching this and I'm like wondering where everyone is in WoW. They all got to be playing this. Like, I got to hit up Snoodle. I want to see if Snoodle's playing this.
New dimension to how you customize your character. Find unique effects that further enhance the theme and immersion of your class and spec. You'll start finding these items scattered across Azeroth from the very beginning, hand-placed in interesting, thematic locations that add depth and dimension to the world. With over 1,800 to find, you're sure to stumble on something amazing no matter where you choose to explore. The best part? Once you reach max level, you can upgrade your favorite World-forged items using Runes of Ascension, which you'll get from completing quests, taking down bosses, winning battlegrounds, and more. If you find a World-forged item that draws out the perfect theme of your class, you can take it with you all the way through the end game.
What?
Theme of your class, you can take it with you all the way through the end game.
Dude. That is so sick. You know, I actually first caught wind of this private server by seeing a Blood Mage PvP montage, and it's just this Blood Mage playing Battlegrounds on YouTube. After this, I wanna listen to Savix and his reaction. We're almost more than halfway through the video, but we might stop short to do some PvP with Shiloh.
With immersive item drops and world-forged items, you will have thousands of ways to gear up on COA. But sometimes, you want something specific. Maybe you're a Black Knight Witch Hunter searching for male gear that has dodge and parry. Or maybe you're a Headhunter Barbarian hunting for strength-based throwing weapons to hurl. With 70 specializations across all 21 classes, every class needs unique stat combinations that help realize their potential. And if you...
God damn. Okay, we gotta shuffle queue. Oh, and now the rogues queue up? Yeah, we got Nat. Dude. I've been in LFG for like 30 minutes. Just got a shuff. And Shiloh wants to queue. He can heal us though, if you want. Live on Twitch right now. Just thought I'd queue for fun. I'll play Monk and we can play some threes. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna delist this. And we'll ask Shiloh if he's down to heal us. God damn, bro. I actually just can't believe that. Okay, we got a rogue in here. And we got a frost mage, so I'm gonna hold my invis. Yo, fight me. Hello? Is he actually gonna tunnel our healer? Why are we hexing? He's in the back line. Like, literally, what are we doing here? Why are we trying to kill the mage? You get cloak immediately. Full sheep here. Trying to do anything. We get a beige as well. We got a full hex out right now. Into a full clone. Into a half sheep. I'm taking the most damage. Why do you want to go frost mage? This druid is just trying way too hard, man. Okay, we got a full hex out. I broke it. Sheep off the capstone. Nice, I land the ring. Bonkers damage. Fuck, man. You trinket guardians anyway. Holy shit. I'm too sick, bro. I can't. Oh, don't worry, man. Don't worry, bro. Hope you feel better soon, man. That sounds rough. What is my hair doing? Have you seen Project Ascension, Shiloh? I waste an invis. Dude. This game is just pissing me off. Don't go eating that. There's panic in this. I'm not paying attention. Hello? Always on DR. Siesta clone. rogue is 1 HP. Why are you hexing, man? And then immediately breaking it? Like, I don't understand what's happening. Oh my god. Get that shaman away from me, bro. Jesus Christ, bro. No way he steps my meteor, bro.
It's motherfucking Tekayama.
In what world are we on the shaman right now, man? Jesus Christ, we almost one-shot that rogue right there with the Walmart deep freeze. Hello? What the hell is even going on right now? Jesus Christ, I just blink into the pillar. Doink. We just ended the game with a pyroclasm on the priest. It's motherfucking Tekayama, motherfucking ass. Motherfucking Nat. Tough lobby, go next angle for sure, lol. Bro, I mean, I guess. The only thing we pair well with is the rogue, huh? Kinda true. And even then, we were only playing decent. Like, not even that good. Good to see you in the chat, though, bros. Thank you for the support, for real. Oh my god, and we just one-shot the Frost Mage in the opener. That was crazy, bro. Finally redeeming ourselves. Can we 3-3 the lobby? This is a win trade lobby? For who? Rogue? Bruh. Oh my god, this, why would you swap zaps like this? Being spam purged. You think we could kick Frost and one-shot the Frost Mage right now? No, I had to spend the kick. Is it bad that I don't want the Toxic Priest to win? And my priest is on the stairs. The legendary setup. wonder if the priest is right about it being a win trade lobby though. And we win with a 3-3. Don't the healers have to trade for it to be a win trade lobby? $2,700 healers though. I'm so confused, man. Nah, Shiloh had to go, man. I think I'm just gonna call it. I'm watching your streams for a bit before passing out. Good luck in the games, brother. Yo, for sure, man. Appreciate it, though. We'll get it soon. We'll get it soon. Already number 142 on the ladder on my ult. This is gonna be the new main though, because Dark Iron is just my favorite with this fire build. Right here. And I did some calculations, and I've lowered my haste to the minimum threshold to get a maximum of 3 globals off during hyperthermia, and then traded the rest of the haste for crit, because crit uses this talent Burn It All to transform your crit into primary stat during combustion. So you basically don't need more haste past 12.5%. So my gear isn't perfect, but I'm trying to balance trading away the haste and managing enough versatility. You can see I'm still missing 0.07 Versa. I think if I wear this belt, I have 30% 0.27. Or maybe it's the chest piece. No, that's 31. I was able to get it exactly 30% though. But the Versa isn't the biggest deal. You just need around 30% Versa. No more than like 12.5 or 13% haste, and then you just toss the rest into crit. But I'm still working out the kinks in the gear. But at least now this character actually has like good stats, where we've got 24% crit, 15 haste, and 30 Versa. But it definitely could be better by like a 1% margin. But this is the stat priority that I want to push with for 3s. And I have finally min-maxed my PC. So I got rid of that overheating light indicator, which was doubling as a motherboard error and an overheating indicator. So we were always sort of half right about it being an overheating light. And the other part of that error is that there's like a loose cable for the LEDs. Even though I turn all the LEDs off, the PC won't boot if you unplug this LED light connector. And whenever it's loose and it manages to boot, it flags it with this same light as an overheating indicator. Did the TTS work? I didn't hear the TTS. Maybe. Let me run a test real quick. But let's go back to this video real quick, actually. While I fix that.
Need it? You can forge it with Professions. Professions on Ascension are already better than ever. You can upgrade your crafted gear multiple times with upgrade kits. You get experience every time you craft or gather an item relative to how difficult that item is to get. And you'll have access to all of the brand new crafted item recipes and craftables that Ascension has introduced over the years, like belt buckles, gambesons, and food items. These integrate professions into your leveling journey, feeling like a natural part of your adventure instead of a side quest to go do later. On Conquest of Azeroth, the 21 new classes have unique interactions with professions. Certain classes gain additional proficiency, like witch doctors gaining a boost to alchemy and tinkers to engineering. Then, certain classes can create places to work, like the Knight of Zoroth dropping an anvil to forge at, or the pyromancer being able to kindle a small fire for cooking. Some classes even have unique ways to use professions. Rangers can utilize bushcrafting to
Test.
transform leather into potent consumables, making skinning a natural choice
I'm
for them.
seeing the indicator,
Meanwhile,
but I'm not hearing
rune
it.
masters and primalists can use enchanting essences and dusts to cast certain spells. These aspects integrate
Oh, I
professions
know why.
directly into your class's identity, making you stronger and bringing immersive, thematic depth to your class.
It's working, I
But
heard it.
that's
Yo,
only
thank you,
one
DK.
way professions get even better on Conquest of Azeroth. On COA, you'll find a wider array of random affixes on crafted gear, letting you forge unique stat combinations on items that might be just what you need for your unique COA class and spec. Imagine blacksmithing as a Knight of Zoroth and forging an Arcanite Reaper with strength and spell power, or using enchanting as a Chronomancer to carve a wand with spirit and haste. As a Rune Master,
This is
you'll be
just
able
crazy,
to forge
bro.
daggers, swords, and even two-handed weapons with intellect and critical strike, whereas a Tinker might engineer guns with spell power. You can even forge all new gear. Put all that wood you've been stockpiling to work with a brand new profession: woodworking. Woodworking is a totally new profession, hand-designed to help you craft items that other professions don't. Transform the wood you collect from woodcutting into staves, wands, bows, crossbows, throwing weapons, shields, offhand items, arrows, and more. Get random affixes on every new item you craft, unlocking the potential to forge gear like shields with strength and attack power for your gladiator, or armor penetration crossbows for your witch hunter. As secondary professions, you can get woodworking and woodcutting in addition to your primary professions, so forge incredible new gear that's perfect for your new class. While you're leveling up, making choices with your spec, and either finding or forging badass gear to become stronger, you can choose if you want to engage with other players doing the same. Conquest of Azeroth features toggleable PvE and PvP options that you can change at any time in cities. By opening your activities
In
menu
any
and moving
city,
to the
the way it should be.
PvP rule set tab, you can toggle between PvE, PvP, and high-risk modes. You'll start your adventure in PvE mode, meaning you'll never have any player versus player combat. You'll still interact with the entire community. Maybe you're a Chronomancer keeping the time ways safe, running around reversing wounds to aid adventurers you come across. Or maybe you're a Guardian keeping watch over your faction,
Well, we'll keep listening
using
to this
Battle
while
Rush
we
to
play this
leap
out.
into danger and take the heat from overwhelmed allies. These interactions make Azeroth feel alive
Some random
and give
LFG
you
rogue, let's see what we got.
opportunities to play your new class and spec to its fullest. But maybe you're looking for a little danger. When you're ready to PvP, head to a city and turn on War Mode. While in War Mode, you get increased experience and can fight members of the opposite faction, making contested zones like Hillsbrad Foothills and Stranglethorn Vale a thrilling adventure. But sometimes, you're out for the adrenaline and blood of high risk. While playing in this game mode, you'll gain an even greater experience boost than War Mode. And you'll gain the ability to find blood-forged PvP gear off of creatures you slay in the open world. But if you die, you'll drop a chest of your own gold and loot. Slay high-risk
Classic
players to
Ascension
steal
gameplay
their
right
spoils, and avoid dying yourself in the ultimate PvP challenge. No matter which PvP mode you're in,
Finish.
you can toggle on Mercenary mode to attack your own faction. Maybe you're a witch hunter with a nasty grudge against necromancers, or a cultist looking to drive all the races of Azeroth to madness. Be careful when you think you're good enough to betray your own faction, because they'll be able to attack you too. Toggleable PvP mode lets everyone play together on the same realm to quest, challenge dungeons, raids, battlegrounds, world bosses, and more, while still allowing you to toggle on your preferred playstyle when you set off into the world. This ensures the biggest population possible and the most meaningful interactions between players on Conquest of Azeroth. But what if you're not satisfied with a normal adventure? What if you really want more excitement, more danger, and more wild conditions that really add some spice to your journey? Hardcore trials are optional challenge modes that completely change up how you level. And on Conquest of Azeroth, attempting them will be a totally unique experience as you face them with your new class, spec, and abilities. Imagine Pear in the Lair as a tinker duo, one of you constructing mechs and turrets, while the other dishes out heals as you try and engineer your way through Azeroth's dungeons as a two-man group. Or challenge Lonely Artisan, where you only get experience by crafting, as a Knight of Zoroth, dropping your anvil to forge weapons and armor as you wander Azeroth's wastes. You can even use your unique strengths to gain an advantage over certain RPG creatures. As a Brigand Ranger, your Venom Blade, Deepwood Poison, and Ravaging Venom make you the perfect assassin to cut through the heavily armored foes required to take on the hardcore Gathlazon challenge. Speak to your challenger in your race's starting zone to see all the hardcore trials you can take on. If you reach level cap under these intense new conditions,
can't believe how much gameplay there is
you
just
can earn
outside of the
incredible
endgame.
rewards
You know
that
what I'm saying?
prove you are one of the few strong enough to complete these trials. If you love the thrill of doing multiple hardcore trial runs on the same character, or just love the immersive adventure of leveling, you can do it as many times as you want with Prestige. With Prestige, you can return to level 1 while keeping everything about your character. Your items, your professions, your reputation, your gear, bank, gold, etc. When you Prestige, you just reset to level 1 so that you can enjoy the leveling adventure again, including the next round of hardcore trials you want to take on. Once you reach level cap again, you'll get a chest of spoils, including Runes of Ascension and gear, making Prestige a great way to gear up for endgame. But even leveling up is just the beginning of your journey. When you're strong enough, you'll challenge the deadliest parts of Azeroth. Once you reach level cap, you are the culmination of every unique choice you've made. Wholly distinct, unique, and powerful. It's time to group up with other adventurers who have done the same thing, adding their strength to yours and tackling Azeroth's endgame together. First, you'll dive into endgame dungeons. Classic ones you love, and brand new dungeons you've never explored before. Purge the evils of Karazhan crypts on your Zealot Templar, using your holy blades to burn back the shadows. Or usurp Muzah the Shadow Hunter on your Witch Doctor, claiming his dark glaives as your own as you walk the road to the other side. Every dungeon, new and old, is outfitted with new mechanics to challenge you and your allies, and you can face them on normal, heroic, and mythic difficulties. As you gear up and grow stronger, you can even take on a full Mythic Plus system to pit yourself against tougher enemies and savage affixes, earning incredible treasures as you dive deeper into your favorite dungeons.
I don't know how Mythic Plus works, but that sounds like a better system than what we have, where it's just random. Like, you can actually choose the affix and progress through each one. Because obviously certain affixes are harder, right? I don't know how it works, but damn. All right. So we got a DH, we got to steal the eye, sap or cheap shot, cheap healer here for our opener. Looks like we get a sap opener. Waiting for the stun. I'm gonna sheep off. We got all of the CDs, so we could literally just reset. Just gonna sheep this DH here. We can tickle the healer for our reset. And now we're gonna sheep heal. We can do another go here. Self-stun DR. He could just die, but somehow he gets out of the stun. I think I sheeped his hunt. I'm not entirely sure. And the rogue just finishes the healer. Good. He said go. GG. PPC. Nice.
But combining your unique strengths with your party's is just the beginning. Raids are massive undertakings that you can challenge with anywhere between 10 to 25 allies, bringing everyone's class, spec, and talent choices together to fight colossal bosses for a chance at epic rewards. With over 70 specializations and thousands of talents to choose from,
Trailer's so good.
no two raids on COA will be alike. You'll change how you play depending on who raids with you, creating a fresh, dynamic experience every time. On Conquest of Azeroth, raids are overhauled with completely new mechanics, bringing a totally new experience to one of Warcraft's most iconic features. As you delve into classic raids like Molten Core, Onyxia, and Blackwing Lair, you'll outfit your new class with epic gear to further bring out your chosen strengths. But tread lightly. Raids feature multiple levels of difficulty, with Ascended raids being the ultimate pinnacle of PvE challenge. Charge into danger, slaughter your foes, and begin your ascension with raids.
Just imagine if this was a trailer for a retail WoW. Because, like, the most unfortunate thing about private servers is just that they're not official servers. Oh, I don't have food, man. Maybe finish? Yes. Okay, we get the 1v1. At least we didn't completely flop it. But goddamn. But yeah. I might need some water. That's the most unfortunate thing about private servers. Like, you can progress in them, get all this cool stuff, and I don't know. I've never been interested in PvE, even on real WoW, because I feel like that appeal only existed in 2004, you know, and I guess TBC2, it's like 2006 retail WoW, like back in the day, where if you were the first to actually clear these raids and get to max level, that had an amount of prestige, and players respected that. Versus, you know, now on Classic WoW with like Classic Anniversary, it's like, of course people have the best in slot loot from the raids. You know, the game's been out for forever. Raids are stupid easy in comparison to how they used to be, because everyone's knowledge has gone up so much. Everyone knows every trick in the book. You know, obviously it's cool that you did it, but like it doesn't have that same like server notoriety. Versus like all I personally play the game for is like the class fantasy and the PvP. Like I don't necessarily need to earn the respect of everyone in the server. I just want to earn the respect of my opponent. Or to respect my opponent if they beat me, you know. But yeah, I'm interested to see if there's any arena gameplay of Ascension on YouTube.
But maybe you want a reason to charge back into the open world. World bosses await to give you both an insane PvE and PvP challenge. On COA, you can tackle world bosses in 2 unique ways. First, you can seek out world
Like
bosses
the thing
in the
about
open world
that's
like
good
normal,
about this is just that the
competing
gameplay
with
actually
other
looks
raid
fun.
groups to tag the boss. On COA, world bosses are massive PvPvE brawls. The raid who takes down the boss gets the spoils, but it's not so easy to make the kill. You'll have to fight against other raids in PvP, bringing all of your new spells and strengths to bear. Tag the boss, take it down, and claim your spoils. Alternatively, you can also challenge world bosses by taking your raid to their instanced
won the
version,
1v1.
where you'll face a stronger version of the
Rogue won
boss
the
with
1v1.
no interruptions from outside players. By using the altar associated with each boss, you can enter an instanced arena, pitting your raid against the boss in a colossal challenge. If you can defeat the boss, the spoils of war are yours to claim. Not only will you face off against classic world bosses overhauled with new mechanics, but you'll even discover new world bosses to test your mettle and the strength of your resolve.
That's sick though. So like these exist in the open world or as like an instance raid. If you actually want to kill them for the loot or party up and fight them for the challenge with a group of friends. You don't have to worry about like, well, we have to wait for it to spawn and then hope that no one's there. It's like sometimes you just want to get with your friends and like fight the boss. I'm just the bait here. Jesus Christ, bro. So out of it, man. Oh no, I broke the blind, man. Can I even live this? Maybe. Oh, he gets the sap. Kill him. Why are these games so weird, man? Nice.
But if you're looking for a way to gear up solo, take on quests from the Hero's Call Board, an endgame quest board that sends you out into deadly locations like Winterspring or the Plaguelands. As you complete callboard quests, you'll make progress towards earning a callboard cache, a treasure chest of powerful items.
That's awesome.
Fill the bar, and you'll receive a cache filled with loot equivalent to the currently released raid. Callboard quests send.
I was complaining about this earlier when doing the borrowed power quest, where it was like, you just killed 10 corrupted beasts. It's like, yeah, the quest requires that I kill like fucking 50 of these. Like, why am I getting a small little achievement pop up for killing 10 for the traders tenders? Like, I don't care. Like, how are the traders tenders not just free at this point? Because like, I feel bad for anyone who hasn't played the game enough to where like that's their content and their experience of WoW. Like, personally, I play so much WoW, I have so many tendies, the monthly thing drops, and I get whatever's in there.
And all adventurers to the same location, meaning you might find potential friends to ally with or deadly enemies to compete against.
All right, I gotta hide this. Hold on. My rogue goes for the step sap and actually gets it. He got the druid out. Gets NS cloned. Gonna go for a wombo combo on the DH. Get cloned on it. Gotta wait out the stun DR. The DB sheep win. Oh, he breaks it for no reason. And we still get the win. One, two. Sick.
But for the truly bloodthirsty, honor and glory await in battlegrounds and the arena. And on Conquest of Azeroth, the battle rages like never before. Charge into both new and classic maps, like Warsong Gulch, Twin Peaks, and Arathi Basin. Bring your full strength to bear by unleashing hundreds of new spells and abilities on your enemies to decimate your foes and bring in victory. In Battlegrounds, you can truly put your new spells to the test. Buy some time for your flag carrier as a chronomancer to secure your team of flag.
Put all the enemies and allies in 8-yard radius into a stasis, banishing them for 6 seconds, making them invulnerable to all effects but unable to move. That's so sick.
Or join forces to trap the lumber mill with
AoE
blast
stun.
mines as tinkers, creatively preventing
6
enemy
seconds.
capture. Burrow into an enemy as a venomancer with parasite, then ambush them once they're away from allies.
Whoa, dude. It's like a mind control, but also like a frost bomb, so that when you explode, you're on top of them. That is so cool, man. What the fuck? Dude. Okay, we got spell buff there. Unforge. I think I'm actually just dead from the consecration. he's lagging. Shadow or Pain dead. Unlucky. Paladin's hard to fight.
Or pull off the ultimate Eye of the Storm victory using hexing effigy on an enemy as a witch doctor, befriending the hexed beast as a ranger, and suddenly having 3 allies capturing the objective for your victory.
Oh, that is sick, dude.
On COA PvP, everything changes, and you'll combine your unique strengths with others to bring in the win. Of course, if you prefer more competitive combat, look no further than arenas. Charge into small skirmishes for 2v2 and 3v3 combat. On COA, you can look forward to an entirely new meta and an infinite number of new team comps. Figure out how to best combine your new skills to dominate the competition. Queuing with a dedicated group, or playing solo queue to queue up for battle automatically.
Yes, and they have true solo queue, man. Holy fuck. Blizzard, come on, man. Come on. This is just the potential of WoW, dude. I hope they're having a serious meeting over at Blizzard HQ about this, man. Guys, we fucked up, okay? But it's also just like a way to just like communicate it to the devs. Like, this is what we want. Like, we don't have to like type up paragraphs on fucking forums about it. I don't know. Overlap the DR kidney with my CS. Unlucky.
What deadly new combinations will you come up with? And what team comps will surpass all others in 2v2 and 3v3 fights? Only time will tell as you test your might in the arena.
Oh, this arena looks sick.
Welcome to the beginning of a new era. A completely new experience like nothing that has ever come before it or will ever come again. An opportunity for you to return to the world you love in a completely, dynamically reimagined way, where you'll become one of 21 new classes forged from Warcraft's lore, where you'll step back into an Azeroth enriched with all new places to explore, where you'll level up and grow stronger, make meaningful choices as you choose your spec and pick from thousands of brand new talents that help you define your strengths, where you'll take the choices you make and wage war against a dangerous Azeroth filled with different RPG creatures that challenge each and every class in different ways. Take them down battle after battle to discover incredible immersive items and world-forged gear to add even more depth and dimension to your class. If you can't find it, forge it with expanded professions and ascend to even greater heights. All the while engaging with thousands of other adventurers doing the same thing, coming together as allies and waging war in PvP. Everything comes together in a dynamic environment where every decision you make matters, where old meets new, and where everyone can join in the adventure. Whether you're an Ascension veteran ready for a new challenge, a classic player searching to recapture your love of the world, or even a brand new player who has never stepped foot into WoW before, you can join tens of thousands of other players and embark on the adventure together. This is the beginning of the next generation of custom WoW. Prepare yourself, adventurer. The next chapter of your story is about to begin.
Holy shit, dude. Play free July 3rd.
Wrapping up song. No, I was just kidding. Yo, Mudhut Clan. Oh, never mind, guys. Never mind.
World.
Rogue Mage Mirror. This guy's got Warlords of Draenor elite gear. Oh, did my rogue DC, man? He DC'd, bro. Unlucky. Oh well.
Explore. Stop me, for the 6 months. Appreciate it, my man.
All the while in
For errors. That was cool. That was cool. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I saw someone say it'll be fun for like 2 weeks or 3, and then you'll see all the private server errors. Yeah. You're probably not totally wrong, because that's how private servers go usually. But I'm still in our way. Like, wow, you know, I do think a private server putting that much effort is kind of crazy. I do. I think that's a lot of effort. That looks very passionate. I played WoW for 20 years, right? And I do think that does look like a passion work. It does look like they put in a lot of time and effort into it. It has their own community, and yeah, the vision's cool. It may have all the errors, and it may not be perfect, and it may not be balanced, but I like what they're showing. The idea's there. I thought that was really cool.
That's a WoW dev in his chat, man. You'll see all the private server errors. I've never played a private server very long to know for sure. But I just think that there's just not enough appeal to retail WoW anymore. It just kind of feels like the latest fill the bar, same 4 dungeons raids and PvP season type of content, where it's like, you know, I need my content. There's no content in the game. And that if they actually wanted to unleash the potential of the MMO, they could do something like this. You know, I think I hope that they're going to be measuring the success of Ascension to see just how popular it is. But like to see like how much could we profit from making effort like this, you know, and hopefully that gets someone to hire a team to make it possible. But I saw this Bellular video about a World of Warcraft, the future of World of Warcraft, like the leak, and the thing that stood out to me the most, I know there's more to it, but I can't remember. I didn't watch the whole video. I can't remember the other part for the MMO, but I saw the Arthas ARPG, the action RPG, and while I think that is neato, I think that's cool. I just feel like that isn't going to necessarily satisfy the current player base. I think it might bring some people in, you know, like, wow, look at this cool Death Knight game. And then maybe they'll move on to World of Warcraft after that, but I don't know. I don't know, man. While we wait for this rogue, I'm going to get some water. But I just want to take a sec to say here, thank you all to everybody who stopped by, especially Shiloh, Nat, and DK for the chats, guys. Thank you so much. Because I've been away from stream for so long and away from WoW for so long. And you know, my first days back in the game, this past few days playing the game, have been way nicer than this first stream back in the game. You know, it's great to play with the bros. You know, get to play with my buddies and get some good wins in, and actually feel like, you know, I'm still good at the game. It's all right. You know, the game's still fun, but the game is so annoying in so many ways. Like, especially today, figuring out that I had to play catch up for this borrowed power system. Like, I think that's so dumb that, you know, you look at like what the new content could be for World of Warcraft and something like Conquest of Azeroth on Project Ascension, and then the content that we actually get, which is, you know, a few weekly quests and invasions part 7. Like, how many times have we had invasions now? And I don't know. I'm really frustrated with the design of Fire Mage this expansion. It's hard to make a build and then a guide that is actually going to impress people. Something that isn't just, you know, what we've had since Dragonflight with spamming pyros. You know what I mean? Because, like I've said before, even though you get more and more pyroblasts every expansion, every set bonus, the pyroblast value gets balanced to equate to the same amount of damage. And so then per pyro, the pyroblasts are actually losing value. They're not hitting as hard proportionally to your enemy's HP. You know, I want to get back to the days of Mists of Pandaria, where Pyroblast actually felt like a big, impactful spell, where, you know, it took 3 pyros to kill somebody, you know, and if they were being healed, then you had the potential to pull off 5 Pyroblast combos if you did it perfectly, and if you didn't get interrupted or didn't get purged. But I think that, you know, a 6 to 3 second time to kill is fair, and if it could be, you know, 3 globals of all pyroblasts that are killing that person, instead of it being, you know, these willy-nilly fire blasts. I don't know. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. I don't like it. And needless to say, the community and my friends and queuing as friends in threes is the only thing that's keeping me here. And it's been very hard ever since Snoodle quit to actually care about keeping up. But at the same time, like, being able to come back, fix my gear a little bit, do the catch-up mechanics, and then, you know, get some arena games back in and still be, you know, high rated is very satisfying. So the game is still fun for sure, but it's just not nearly as fun as it used to be. Like, it used to somehow there was something different. I don't know if it's me or the game. I'm pretty sure it's the game that's changed, but you know, it does not feel the same to be, you know, throwing fireballs and pyroblasts. There used to be so much, and maybe it's the mobility. Like, I know that we're slowing down the mobility, or actually we're speeding up the mobility because we're lowering snares next expansion. Excuse me, next patch. But maybe I just need to play Zaryu Pov in terms of my zoom in the game. Maybe that would help. I don't know. But yeah. I'm gonna try to push for GLAD. We did get some GLAD wins on the Void Elf. And as much as I love playing Dark Iron Dwarf, I don't know that I necessarily need to be Dark Iron, so maybe I'll go back to my Void Elf. I'm not sure. But if this shuffle queue goes through, we'll send it, and if it falls, then I'm gonna go offline. We'll see what happens. There it is. Okay. Last game. Then I'm gonna log off. What do we got? Oh, Rogue gets it out, unlucky. Can't get there for the sheep, unlucky. Let's play Zaryu Pop a little more zoomed in. Feels a little better. Someone's died. MD on my block, man. Yeah, that was a goner. Unlucky. Trail to this kidney. Insane blinding sleet into fear. Bullshit heals. Nice grip. Big aim shot damn on me. Getting absolutely pummeled. Blink and heal through with cauterize. Seems like my DK is chasing the rogue here. Blinks, yes, defense. Damn, bro, the marksman is blasting. Eat the trap in the opener, kind of huge. See this heal into a sheep, hopefully. See there's the healer there. precog heal. Coming out of the volley, also the true shot. So tough. The DK is fucking tilted. How is everyone 2-2-2? That's weird. Yo, Fevin. FF or SF feeling better currently? Frostfire or Sunfire or Sunfury? If you have it just depends on if you want snares or more consistent damage. I would say they're both pretty even, but if you're like, no, I prefer to have a little bit more consistent dam, Sun Fury. If you're like, no, I need my snares and my big meteor setup, then definitely Frostfire. But if you want to do big dam in one spell and like chunk someone for half of their HP, then I would say Sun Fury has a little bit more of that spectacular damage or speculative damage. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I still need to perfect my build. So I'm the only person making Sun Fury guides right now, and I just haven't made my official Sun Fury guide. So if you want something more reliable, I would say play Frostfire, but Sun Fury is definitely still decent, but neither are better than Frost Mage right now. So if you're actually new to Mage and you don't really know what you're doing, I would say play Frost for sure. But if you love Fire Mage, it depends on how much Frost you can stand. Personally, I just hate Frost spells. I don't like how they look and sound. I think they're good, you know? I would love to have a snare as a Fire Mage. I want that utility, I'm jealous. But, at the same time, I just hate the way that it looks and sounds and plays. I think I'm just dead here. Unlucky. Hunter Mage just loses to Smoke Bomb Cleave. But if you are going to play Sun Fury, the only hyperthermia we have now lasts 4 seconds, so you don't really need more than 12.5% haste. And you can put the rest into Critical Strike because of Burn It All, which uses your Critical Strike as spell damage during combustion. But in terms of rotation, I'm still ironing out the kinks. In what world are we on DK instead of Rogue as Hunter Mage? Maybe it's the play. I just don't think so. Punch through this PS, man. Come on. Guardian here, should be fine. Someone rage quit, or did we actually lose there? Someone died. We're basically 2400 now, though. Number 124. We got 2 legend wins. Because we got them above 2300. I think that's how that works. Love the Fire Mage gameplay and guides. It's so hard not to hop on Frost right now. Unfortunately for me, would be awesome if I could line up my meteors, lol. Yeah, dude, like Frostfire is so dependent on meteor that if you're not playing RMP, Frostfire is very hard to pull off. But it does have snares, so each Frostfire bolt proc is going to be slowing the enemy. Makes it a bit more defensive in that, right? But and you also get cooldown reduction on Ice Wall. So if you want to play that over Master Shepherd, you can run Ice Wall if you're Frostfire. But if you're Sun Fury, you're not getting that cooldown reduction on Frost spells, and you're not running the same stat priority either. Because Frostfire depends a lot on Mastery, whereas Mastery is pretty dog shit for Sun Fury. And Meteor still hits, you know, pretty hard, and you can line up a Glorious Incandescence proc to act kind of like the Comet Storm half of the Comet Storm Meteor, and you can hit like a 150 200k meteor with the meteorites, which total 100k damage if they all land. So that's like, you know, 250k 300k meteor. But it never really lines up like that. You know, it definitely hits hard. It definitely hits hard. In fact, unless you're running Dark Iron or Orc, you're probably only getting like 100k, 150k meteor. Like the stars have to really align with all your passive buffs to get even close to like, I wouldn't even say you could hit 200k base meteor. It'd probably be like 175 tops. But then you add on 100k meteorites and it's like, you know, 275. So it's pretty good. And then I've hit a 500k Pyroclasm before, which was insanity. And I really don't know why it hit for 500k because I didn't have Dark Archangel. I just might have had a really lucky Dark Iron, but it didn't dispel a whole lot of buffs. So I really don't understand. Maybe, okay, you know what it was? It was that the monk I was fighting had all mastery and no versatility. I think that's the reason why it hit for 500. So most of the time, Pyroclasm is hitting for like 200k to 300k, depending on what you're fighting. And if you were to combo that with Greater Pyroblast, you can get a pretty nasty wombo combo off. But yeah, man, I don't know. I love Fire Mage too, and it's just this class design, this expansion kind of sucks. if I'm being honest, I'm not gonna switch. I always play Fire, but I'm disappointed by it. Do you run RMP typically? What other comps are worth investing time into on the Fire Mage? Any melee DPS or melee caster DPS comp is really good right now. I would say Warrior Fire Mage isn't very good. Unless they're running Death Wish or something, but or if you have an insane arms warrior that can hit like insane mortal strikes, maybe it can be good, but the timing is so random. The stars have to align. I would say that the best comp for Fire Mage outside of RMP is probably Windwalker Fire, because the Windwalker has insane burst damage with Zenith, and if your team pops Zenith and Combustion at the same time, you're guaranteed to force cooldowns or get a kill. And it's really cool because if you run the Pyroclasm build, you can have your Monk Zenith and force most of the defensive cooldowns, and then make a hard swap with all that mobility and a Pyroclasm, and you can just, you know, swap and kill. But there is this other build for Fire Mage for Sun Fury. If you don't want to play Pyroclasm, if you don't want to have it all in one cast, you can play the more spammy build with Cinderstorm. It's very RNG, but Cinderstorm does do a shitload of damage, and this is pretty good in Shuffle to just mindlessly, you know, spam pyros and just make sure that you're playing your best, being on the correct target at the right time, using your defensives, landing your CC. Like, you can really get into the mechanics of Arena when you play this game, play this build. Whereas if you play the Pyroclasm build, this is much more reliant on you being the MVP of your team. Like, you have to really be careful about when you're using your damage and how you're using it to dynamically force cooldowns. And you're sort of the leader. You have to lead the team in terms of like what cooldowns are being forced when, and when you want to send that damage. Whereas if you play the Cinderstorm build, you can kind of just pop Combustion on cooldown. But you have to be way more careful about it when you play this build, even though you get more value out of your Combustion this way. It's just that it's more easy to shut down. So you have to be in a good position, you have to land cross CC, and then you can unleash the full potential of Combustion with this build. Whereas, you know, if you just want to be able to press Combustion on cooldown and, you know, have the enemies be afraid of you and land kills eventually, you know, you can run the Cinderstorm build. I swap back and forth depending on the lobby. Like, if the solo shuffle lobby is kind of turning on you and they're like, you know, blaming you for every loss because you're not, or they're saying, you know, they're pointing out you're not doing enough DPS, that's when I run this build. And that's why I call it the DPS build, which you can't see, but I call it the DPS or the damage build. So whether you want high impact damage or whether you care about the damage per second and the meters, and because there's a lot of players in this game that just look at the meters, and if you're not performing well on the meters, they will just throw the game when they're on your team, which is really unfortunate. It sucks. But yeah, I've got my full guide coming soon. So comps are definitely something that I'm going to go over. But I would say RMP is your best bet every single time. So unless you absolutely hate RMP, then you can try Windwalker Fire Mage. Feral Fire Mage is not very good right now. DK Fire Mage isn't as good as Warrior Fire Mage, and even then, both of those kind of suck. I've seen Devourer Fire Mage do pretty okay, because Devourer is just insanely OP right now. Like, if you're playing with the Flavor of the Month melee, you're going to have a decent time. But Windwalker Fire is pretty good unless your Windwalker is using Paralyze on the wrong targets, because Paralyze is going to DR poly. But yeah, RMP is your best bet. And if you are intimidated by all the CC that's involved with RMP, you can play a more casual version of RMP with Assassination Fire Mage right now, because Assassination is really strong, and that plays a lot more like a Flavor of the Month melee plus Fire Mage type of build, where you're not going for crazy setups, you're just doing insane damage, combining that with an instant CC on the healer, and using DB Sheep to peel, or being aggressive with a Shimmer DB Sheep. One last piece of advice is just never run reflection. It's okay in some scenarios, but it's just never really worth it in arena. Spatial manipulation is going to be the way to go. And only run improved blink if you're fighting a rogue, except if they're assassination, then run shimmer. Or a feral druid. And sometimes when you're fighting Cupid, so versus hunters, because you can blink the Hodge or the pet stun and alter time when they trap your healer. But those are my big points right now. And yeah, it's hard to get these rotations down in arena. Like I have them mapped out like mathematically, and I want to make a video guide on it, but I've only gotten about halfway through before, I put it on the back burner and try to just play the game for a little bit, and I try to actually use to practice what I'm preaching, and the rotations just don't work out in arena. That or I'm just not used to them yet, because a lot of times I'm messing it up. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here, guys. It's late for me. And the past couple days of playing WoW have been way more enjoyable than today. Today was a bit bumpy in terms of the gameplay, but and just having to play catch up on this stupid borrowed power system, which for Sun Fury I'm running the critical strike rune because you only need 12.5% plus haste baseline. Mastery is basically useless until about season 3, and versatility is going to hit diminishing returns at 30%. So if you have 30% versa, then you're kind of already set on versatility. You're not going to be benefiting from versatility as much as you will from crit. And we're hitting the soft cap for crit, so that's really good. So with 30-30 crit versa, with 12.5 plus haste baseline. And again, the reason for that is so that when you hit hyperthermia at the end of combustion, you only get 4 seconds, and unless you're running like 100% haste, you can't get your global cooldown down to, or actually it's 50% haste. You can't get your global cooldown past 1, 2, 3. You can't get that 4th global unless you have time warp. And you do get that little time warp buff, so you can get 4 globals, but you're not going to get any more than that. So 12.5 plus is all you need for haste. But I hope that helps. This rogue literally never came back. But we do have some glad wins on the Void Elf. Maybe we'll get back to that next time. It was great to have everyone show up. Thanks for the advice. Can't wait for the guides. Yo, thank you, Fevin. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you all for the chats. Thank you all for stopping by. We're finishing out with 6 viewers here, it really means a lot, guys. Thank you so much. The part-time work that I was doing that was taking up all of my time is finally concluded. I will definitely show you the trailer that I was working on when it comes out, which will hopefully be soon. But until then, I'm kind of bound by NDA not to say what it is. But even though it wasn't necessarily difficult to do that job, it was extremely taxing on my soul. I am just so grateful that my acting work has, kind of popped up again, and it's been popping off. I've been getting way more jobs and way more opportunities. I feel very lucky and very fortunate, because yeah, man, fucking working an office job is really tough, man. It's really tough. It was such a 180 from the life that I had been living, that like with all this free time and like passion and hobbies to do, that like just having literally no time for that because I'm working 12-hour shifts or 10-hour shifts, even just regular 9-hour shifts with you know, an hour home commuting, so it feels like a 12-hour shift. And then sometimes actually working 12-hour shifts plus that 2-hour commute, so it was like a 14-hour day. Like, it was so rough, dude. And working weekends and like just going fucking like 10, 14 days with no break. It was actually so hard. It was so hard to get through. And I thank God my brother was there, like working with me. But god damn, bro. Like, holy fuck. Like, dude, if I don't want to dwell on it too much, because I know there's definitely people out there who are working office jobs and working long shifts. And you're a champion, bro. For real. That shit's crazy. But thank you all for just keeping my dream alive of being a streamer, and for giving a sense of purpose for all this energy and free time that I have in between my acting job work days, because it really does help fill a part of my soul and help me to look forward to a tomorrow when I was going through some really hard days of not being able to do that. So, you know, even just being here, seeing the view count go up, really does do something for my spirit. And thank you so much for even just taking that small bit of time out of your day. I really do appreciate it, guys. And in terms of the girlfriend situation, we're still together. Life's great. Things are awesome. And I'm going to go be with her right now after this. And she helped me to reach 3 days of no smoking. And some, you know, crazy things are going on. So I decided I'm going to take a break from this. And I, you know, took the day to smoke today. But now that I've, you know, gone through a few days of no smoking, specifically tobacco, by the way, I've quit weed completely. I did not relapse on weed, but I did relapse on tobacco. But making it to that third day was truly transformative. Like, I tried nicotine patches for a while, and, you know, only hit my brother's vape here and there. But the longest streak that I did recently was 3 days no smoking whatsoever, not even a little bit. And I actually feel like I can do it. So I'm gonna make another good push for it. And I'm not gonna use patches, because even though it helps like a certain amount of physical withdrawal, it's such a mental game. It's literally all mental. Like, you just have to have the mental fortitude and, you know, a reason to actually want to quit. And the thing that just keeps me going and helps me push is just thinking about, like, how, you know, all you can do is try your best, and you're trying your best, right? You're trying your best, because only you know if you're trying your best. And when I think about that, I'm like, fuck, I could try harder, and then I'm able to go another day. You know what I mean? Do you read the Bible? I grew up Christian, and I have a Bible right here on my bookshelf. It's fucking epic, bro. When I was a little kid, I got this from the bookstore, and it says the Holy Bible on it, and it's got a little lock, and it opens up, and I have little notes in here that I did when I was learning how to annotate books when I was a kid, and I was annotating my Bible with like these stupid little notes, bro. It's so, I highlighted a bunch of bullshit in here, like. I read it, but I did not know what the fuck I was doing. And it's because I had a tough time with religion, man. I remember being 14, and I told my mom, I'm like, Mom, there's so much shit going on in the world. Like, there's so many wrong things. Like, God is not going to come down here and fucking fix it. Like, this is stupid. And it, like, broke her heart and shit. But, like, I've realized as I've gotten older that, like, the Bible, you know, it means many different things to many different people. And to me, it's not an accounting of history. Like, a lot of these stories are not necessarily like historical events with tons of evidence. You know, it's open to debate, that's for sure. But as I've gotten older, it's become much more of an allegory for what it's like to be alive. Like, it tells you about, like, fucking, you know, the consequences of good and evil, I guess, and how to have a fulfilling life and to like being alive and to appreciate a connection with the creator and the spirit, which is how I like to think of it. I don't, you know, I call it God for the sake of conversation and for the sake of communicating to other people. But then there's, you know, you go to church and you meet people who are like, no, God is a real person and he talks to me in my head and these things really happened. And look, there's like real evidence and like, you know, I believe that these things happened exactly the way that they say they happened in this book. And those people kind of creep me out a little bit. But Isaiah 41:10, read it please. Okay. So yes, so. If I can remember how to find things in the Bible. Psalm, Proverbs, Isaiah 41. Hold on. $41.20. Wait, I'm tripping out. Bro, help me. I don't understand. We got Isaiah 40:12, and then on the next page it's Isaiah 41:19. And then on the next page after that it's 41:20. Am I doing something wrong? Am I missing pages in here? Will you be offended if I Google it? I gotta learn how to find it. I don't understand. Isaiah 41:10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That is fucking sick, man. I love that. Some Bibles don't carry the full book for their reasons. Okay. So this one just didn't have that one. That's such a nice one, though. Why doesn't it have that in here? I love that. And thank you. Because I think the Bible is definitely a book for people who are broken and who are struggling. But personally, when I was going through like my worst and toughest times, this shit did not help me. And I had, a very religious family who goes to church every Sunday. But it just wasn't for me at the time because it hurt me in a lot of ways, I guess, in the sense that those things let me down, you know what I mean, when things didn't go according to plan. But at the same time, again, as I've gotten older, I think it's much more about it's an allegorical story. And, it's good to read these stories and phrases as a metaphor or a figurative way for what it is like to be alive. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Glad you read it from online. Thank you, bro. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate this community, guys. It really does mean a lot. God bless you, Armored Z. The people who run it are the groups who said God abused the word for their own gain. Yes. I think there's like a lot of churches out there are not good, and they are for profit, even though they say they're non-profit. They collect the profits. They collect the money, which is not good. And I believe that the best church is a home. So, and I know that God says whenever there are at least 2 of you, I will be with you. I will be there with you. So, that is the most important part, I guess. But I'm not very religious. I don't wanna, you know, impede religion on any of the viewers of this channel. You know, religion is like having a penis. Everyone's got one, but just don't go wiggling it around in people's faces. You know what I mean? John 4:1 says it. Hell yeah. Wait, I want to see that one too. John 4:1. Jesus learned the paraphrases he had heard. He was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John the Baptist, though it was actually disciples who performed the baptisms. Oh, wait, paraphrases, not paraphrases. Paraphrases had heard that he was gaining and baptizing more disciples than John. It highlights Jesus' growing influence. Hell yeah. But yeah, dude, I think it's significant that you're pointing it out because Furzy, I don't know if you guys know that guy from the chat because he's here sometimes, was also telling me to, like, you know, get closer to God and to read the Bible and shit. Wait, that's not the verse? Oh shit. Well, either way, bro. If you want to post the actual verse in the chat, then I will definitely read it. But just know that you know, the community here and you guys just, you know, being a part of my hobby has really helped me to push forward in life and to get to some moments that I'm really glad that I'm here for, like meeting this girl that I am fucking falling in love with, dude. So she's amazing. It's cool if you like the Bible, you can DM. Okay, don't want to offend anyone. I agree, bro. I hope you get married. Thank you, bro. That really means a lot, man. I really want to, that's for sure. Still working that stuff out, but yeah, man, she's awesome. She's amazing. And don't use dating apps. Fucking shoot your shot. Find someone you like. Find someone that you think you'd make a good match with, and just see if they're down. That's what I would recommend. Because I was on dating apps, dude. The last girl that I matched with on a dating app, we went on a date. It was fine. It was nice. But we just had literally nothing in common. Like, we had maybe a couple of things in common, but it was like we had nothing in common. There was the physical attraction, I guess, was all that was based off of from the swipes. So don't use that shit. 5 kids is gonna kill your game time, but who cares? It's your own squad. Yeah, shit, bro. Shit, man. We'll see, man. I'd like at least 2, but you know, if it's in the cards, it's in the cards. If it's not in the cards, I'll still be happy, you know? But, thank you, bros. Thank you for the extra combo at the end, Armored Z. You're the homie, bro. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. And take care of yourselves. Watch your back. Lock your doors and shit. Wash your back. Wash your crack. Wash your sack type shit. Stay hydrated. GG's. Good games all around. Well played. PPC. Positivity. Possibility. And community. And thank you for everything, guys. I still love streaming. And it's for moments like that. And for chats like the ones that Armored Z, Nat, Fevin, DK, Shiloh, you guys all make this a dream come true. I would stream for even just one person, but thank you all. I really do love you guys. And I would be sad if this was all gone. And I'm so thankful and so grateful that when I, you know, came back after weeks, that we've got, you know, up to 6 viewers and a bunch of chats in the chat. because I started off this stream just fucking silent. I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing, man. Like, no one wants to watch this shit, bro. Like, I don't even know if I want to play this game anymore. Like, everything sucks. And then by the end of it, it's like it's all back to reminding me of why I'm doing this and why it's still fun. So thank you guys for that. And I hope I can give just a little 1% of that back to you guys. So with that, sweet dreams, take care of yourselves, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Stream when you can. I'll keep light on and I'll keep light on looking for you. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Keep the lights on. I love you. Bye bye. Take care. I'll see you later. Peace out. Deuces. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Till next time. Night night. Sweet dreams. Bye bye.